I developed the recipe for this apple, raisin, and date phyllo strudel when I wanted to make a strudel for my father and I ran out of flour. I quickly discovered that phyllo dough makes a great Mediterranean swap out for more unhealthy pastries. So you can use them in a lot of different desserts and savory items. The first thing we need to do to make this strudel is go ahead and start with our syrup. So this is a simple syrup. And you can make it, in our recipe, we're making it with a very little bit of sugar because the dates are going to provide us with a lot of sweetness. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a cup of water into my saucepan. And I've got this on high heat right now. And then I'm going to add in 3/4 a cup of sugar. This is just regular granulated sugar. And I'm just going to stir it. What I'm looking for here is for everything to dissolve and to come together. Now that everything's dissolved, what I'm going to do is stop stirring. You want to be really careful whenever you're working with a simple syrup and make sure that you don't over stir. If you stir, once you get past the boiling point, what's going to happen is the sugar is going to crystallize, and we don't want that. So I'm stopping the stirring action right now. And I'm going to add in my lemon peel. And this is just a little bit of peel from a lemon, which is great. It has all of the nutrients in it. This is going to flavor our syrup. And then I'm going to add in my dates. And you can be the judge. If you've got really plump, juicy, moist dates, you don't need to add them in so early because they'll just fall apart. So I add those in, one quick stir, and then I'm going to reduce the heat to low. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. What's going to happen is our syrup is going to come down, it's going to get nice and thick, and our dates are really going to burst open with a lot of their flavor. So now our dates have finished simmering, and you can tell they almost look like they're stewed. They're really soft and broken down. Now what I'm going to do is add the rest of my ingredients. I've got my lemon juice. I'm going to add this in. This gives us more flavor, a little bit of acidity, which helps to cut the sweetness from the dates. And then I'm going to add my apples right in. These are just 2 golden apples. And I'll stir everything to combine it. So now I'm going to add in my raisins. And keep in mind, you can use whatever fruits you like. You just want to have one that's fresh and a couple that are dried. So what we have now is this wonderful compote. This is a great compote that's wonderful on its own, but we're going to use it for the filling for our strudel. So what we'll do is we'll let this simmer for about 20 minutes. Then we're going to let it come down to room temperature. When it's cool, we'll go ahead and roll out our phyllo dough and start completing the strudel. Even if you've never worked with phyllo before, it's very easy. All you have to do is just keep it at room temperature. So when you have it in the refrigerator or in the freezer, you want to take it out for a little while, usually about 2 hours. And then you just unroll it right onto your work surface, and you'll see it's already folded. Where the phyllo is folded, you just take it and bend it back. Sometimes those creases, especially if they're allowed to get dry, can cause the phyllo to tear. But that's okay, because you can always go and use another layer and work right around it. And then you just transfer it onto your sheet here. Normally, phyllo dough is brushed with butter, but it works very well with olive oil if you're using a savory recipe, or with canola oil in a sweet application like ours. So I'm just going to use canola. So we have 7 sheets here, and we're going to do the same thing with all the 7 sheets. And here comes our last sheet. And you could go less if you want, but I think, you know, the traditional Austrian strudel has that really nice thick crust. So 7 sheets gives you pretty much the amount of thickness that you want. You don't feel like you're sacrificing anything. So our filling has just finished cooling, and I'm going to go ahead and use it to fill our strudel. You can take it and just make a little log here right around the edges. And we're just going to roll it up, jelly roll style. So I'll just spoon this. You want to leave a little bit of a border right around the top here and then right around the sides. And then what I'm going to do is fold the sides in. So I'll start by folding this way. And then I'll fold in that way. And then I fold this part over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab with the palms of my hands. I have my thumbs under the top. And then I have this portion right down here. And I'm just going to roll it right over onto itself, right around, just like this. And then we want to bake it seam side down. So now I'm going to make some slits just on the top. This is nice, it's for decoration, but it also helps the steam to escape a little bit. And that way, as it bakes, it won't explode. So now I'm going to take my canola oil and just put a little bit more on top. And this will help it to get a little bit golden in the oven, because the phyllo dough, as you can see, is very, very white. So you want to give it some color. And then I'm going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees. And we're going to bake this for about 20 to 30 minutes, just until it turns light golden brown. So here we have our apple, raisin, and date phyllo strudel. This just came out of the oven, and I'm just going to transfer it onto my serving platter here. This is a great finale to any meal. Hopefully it'll become a favorite in your home too. And the next time you're looking for a Mediterranean-inspired dessert that fits into a diabetes-friendly lifestyle, check out my Mediterranean Diabetes Cookbook. Enjoy.